Welcome back to Jotun. Now, having dealt with Yera in the Earth realm in Jotunheim, it is time to explore the underground dwarven realm of Niðavellir, and I'm absolutely sure that I am butchering these Icelandic pronunciations, but at least I'm trying.
Undir rótum Yggdrasils á brunnurum hvergerðum uppsprettu sína og af honum renna allar heimsins á.
A thing that this game sorely lacks is the ability to change the sound elements individually. I mean, that made no sense. I mean the ability to change volume of different elements of soundtrack individually, the ability to change volume of the voiceover, the change volume of the music and of the sound effects. Unfortunately, there is no such possibility, and it would have come in really useful here, because that sliding sound just drowned out the voiceover. By the way, that thing that floated in the air in a stream of water when I hit a pillar, that was me just showing off the means of upward transportation in this level, because when you slide on the roots of Yggdrasil you go down. Those are essentially just elevators up. The map unfortunately does not begin to make any sense until after you have done some exploration in the level. And this is why. Only after you activate stuff, it begins to show on the map. And only when you see these landmarks, then you usually have the ability to understand where exactly you are at any given moment in time. But even then, it's not universal. There are levels that are so bad in terms of navigation that it's impossible to figure out from the map where you are. I may be mistaken altogether, and I am definitely butchering the name, but this dragon is Niðhöggr. It's the dragon that feeds, as you can see, on the roots of Yggdrasil and munches on corpses.
Þú hefur fundið rúnina við rætur Yggdrasils. Haltu áfram að kanna svæðið eða snúðu aftur í ginnungagap.
We will continue exploring. However, exploring takes an immense amount of time here, and this is honestly the worst part of the game. So this is where the cuts begin. That, in my view, was quite cheap. Unfortunately, the game does sometimes pull off stunts like this, and this is, again, one of these gameplay flaws. And now we are off to get a new power-up.
vernd goðanna. Hilsi þér heimdallur.
This skill grants temporarily invulnerability, but the emphasis is not on invulnerability, the emphasis is on temporarily, because it lasts for maybe 2 seconds at most. And I could have sworn there was an Ethan's apple somewhere in this level, but I could not find it. If I find it, I will let you know. If I don't, then I don't.
Rokkur, leikinn handverksmaður af dvergakyni.
And this is where we are going to encounter the second environmental hazard. And the rune is right over there, but this is a tease because we cannot access it right now. We actually have to go through the entire, go around the entire map. This level introduces a new environmental hazard, which is the dwarves. Yes, I do not treat dwarves as characters or enemies, I treat them as environmental hazard. And in a moment you will understand why. This pillar is an element of a puzzle that is required in this level to get the Ethan's apple that's present here. There are 3 more pillars like this, and yes, the apple itself is over there, and there are 3 more pillars to activate, and they will create a bridge, because otherwise, without hitting them, the apple is inaccessible. I believe that I will hit 2 of the remaining pillars on the way to the rune, and then I will cut to the last one. At least I think that this is what happens, because I actually recorded this gameplay a long time ago and I don't remember what's going on. Such an anticlimactic end to such a massively I wanna sleep. Such an anticlimactic end to such a massively looking onslaught.
Hilsi þér Loki, góð hrekkja og svíksemi.
This is where I make this one reference to Marvel and to Marvel Cinematic Universe and then never do it again. So that, apart from this shrine, there is also one landmark, which is a bit out of the way, but I still show it without cutting to it. And the new power that we have is the power of deception, and we are going to make a lot of use of it when we fight the Jotun of this realm. By the way, it is technically possible to kill these dwarves before they converge in one place in order to rush on you, but it's difficult, you have to get lucky, and there's ultimately no point. Also, there's absolutely no need to do this, but I decided to do this anyway just to show off the way the deception skill works. I'm pretty sure it has an actual name, a proper name, but I don't know what it is, so it's just gonna be the deception. Or decoy, maybe. Yeah, it takes these things a bit to appear on the map. This checkpoint is the leftmost spiral. The other two are the pillars. And this is where I believe I hit the third out of 4 pillars, I think. Yes, that is it. And now we can proceed, and the rune is actually not far away from here. Now this one is gonna take a while, and this is one of the things that contributes to the slow, sometimes unnecessarily so, pacing of the game. Yeah, I'm not just showing off how beautiful the game is, because it is. In fact, I'm pretty sure that everything here is hand-drawn and classically animated. But I'm also showing off the flaws, and this is one of them. It's just an ordeal, a tedious ordeal, that is not a challenge, but just takes time. This was unexpected. Well, I suppose this guy got lucky. Did I cut out that landmark by accident? I think I may have. If I have, I will put it right after the end of the level.
hefur fundið báðar rúnir fjár, hella jötunsinn sem situr í hásæti sínu. Haltu áfram að kanna svæðið eða snúðu aftur í Ginnungagap.
We are not returning to Ginnungagap just yet. First, we shall hit the final pillar and get the Apple of Ithun.
Máttarstólparnir eru virkir. Epli Iðunnar bíður þín.
I really like my page curls. They are like bicep curls, except with a page. I will show myself out. Okay, I cut it out. 1 second, let's get back there. Okay, so we are here. But first we will want to kill some dwarves, because that is what Thora does. Also, a day will come when I will decide on whether I use the rolling R or the English R sound in these names. But it is not this day. Or this night. It's actually 2 AM now. Which is why my commentary makes even less sense than it usually does.
Fæðingarstaður hinna öflugu Gundnis, Mjölnis og Gleipnis.
I don't believe that I need to comment on anything. Let's get out of the level and get to the Jotun. This is where this game walks this dangerous line between being boring and being serene.
Fé, rún raukidæmis, valds og gulls.
We don't actually have to provoke this Jotun. I swear that I recognize this pattern on the shield from somewhere, but I cannot for the life of me remember where do I recognize it from. So, it's the same drill as with Yera. At first, it's quite slow, and you want to take your time, make sure that you do not get hit by any random dwarves. Make sure you do not get hit by the shield. Look for an opening. Use that opening. Hack away during that opening. But as before, it will become brutal, unfair, ridiculous, stupid in the late stage of the fight. Now by this point, when she slams the shield into the ground, she actually summons more dwarves. So there will never be a shortage of dwarves in this arena. And the supposed method of crowd control is using this shield throwing attack that Fia has, but it doesn't always work. In fact, it doesn't work more often than it does. And of course, if you wait too long, if you wait for a bit, then you are going to get hit by the shield yourself, and it's gonna take off about half of the health. As you can see, finding an opening becomes really difficult and not really skill-based, unfortunately. I could have sworn that I was not in the in Shield's shadow there. Although maybe I'm just being biased towards myself because I love myself. And I can never admit my own mistakes. Now these pillars, destroying them is going to trigger the stalactites, I believe that's what they're called, falling from the ceiling. And you can either force Fe to destroy them, or you can do it yourself. But if you want to do it yourself, then you have to hit them a bunch of times, which you do not always have the opening for. And as such, you want to do that now, while there is still a chance. Because later there's gonna be so many of these dwarves that... No. No. The correct tactic will be no. Okay, now that definitely was cheap. Oh well, that was bound to happen. Now let us cut to the point where I actually defeat the Jotun. Now let's cut to the point where I actually defeat the Jotun. And this is the point where you have to end the fight as quickly as humanly possible. You cannot look for an opening. There will be no opening. There's just too much stuff flying around at the same time, and there's no way to do that. So the correct tactic here is to turn on the shield and slash away. If you have no idea where Thora is, it's because there is no way to know that. I was actually looking at the health bar of The at this point. I dread to think what will be later.
Þú hefur áunnið þér hilli goðanna.
Sem kona og yngra systkinið óx ég út grasi í skugga bróður míns. Æviskeið mitt var markað löngun minni til að standa undir nafni mínu og gera föður minn stoltan af mér. Með hverjum mánuðinum sem ég eyddi á sjó að berjast í nafni Óðins sannaði ég mig aftur og aftur. Ég vann mér fljótt inn virðingu föður míns. Það hlýtur að hafa verið samband mitt við föður minn sem kveikti fyrsta neista öfundsýkinnar hjá bróður mínum. Nokkrum árum seinna tilkynnti faðir minn að við fráfall hans myndi ég taka við sem höfðingi þorpsins. Ég vildi óska þess að ég hefði áttað mig á því þá að þrátt fyrir að þorpið fagnaði var andúðin farin að krauma í hjarta bróður míns.
Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.